Welcome to the Hamsi Analytics Daily Market Commentary. I'm Pablo Navarro. Today is Monday, July 30, 2012. For the market internals, the New York Stock Exchange advanced decline differential closed at negative 140. Nasdaq advanced decline differential closed at negative 714. There were 45 new 52-week highs for the S&P 500 and 0 new 52-week lows for the S&P 500, which is pretty good action here on the market, taking into consideration that we had a flat day today. For the volatility, there were 260,000 contracts traded on the VIX with 43 million in total premiums paid. For the dollar-weighted put-call ratio in August, we saw a 3.8 with 25% of the total premiums paid. In September, a 0.2 with 26% of the total premiums paid. And in October, we saw a 0.09 with 48% of the total premiums paid. You could see that all of them were very bearish here on the dollar weighted put call ratio. Okay, here we have the SPX chart. This is the daily. You could see here we have a doji here today, basically flat. Nothing was happening here on the day, but one thing was important here, that we hold this trend line here as support, and that was basically good. It was not expected to have a huge update after these two big days we had in line, and you could consider this half of a big day on the reversal, so we were good on an inside day here this Monday. We continue to be on the positive 1, positive 2 sigma channel, which is perfect. And also one thing to look at is that CI continues to go higher, as well as CI dip. Now you could see very slightly that sigma channel width is starting to turn to the upside, which means that range or the volatility for the channels is expanding, which is good here. Now we're gonna look at SPY to get some target. Okay, here same as Friday, we continue to look at the 140 level on SPY, and on the downside we're looking for 136. So 140 level would be the positive 3 sigma, and 136.06 here on the daily chart for SPY. Pretty much in line with what we saw Friday, because the chart basically barely moved today, on very slow day today. For GLD, we have a good reversal here on GLD today, still ending it down for the day, but basically flat. But you could see here this touch 06 and rallied almost up, creating a hammer here on this candlestick. We continue to see the up pattern here on CI, as well on CI diff. We continue to stay above the 0 line, and important to see how it came back today. We're gonna look at the intraday action. As of targets, we're looking at 154.50 on the downside and 159.50 on the upside. For the intraday action on GLD, we're gonna look at the 5-minute chart. You could see here this huge gap down this morning. The futures were selling off and we sold off, and then throughout the day we just came back slowly, closing this gap. You can see how we closed the gap here to these highs, and then we just sold off quite a bit, but basically a doji here on the intraday chart, and a great hammer that was made on the daily chart after this bounce back from the lows and 0 sigma. For the moving averages on GLD, we bounced off the 50-day moving average, which is here. You can see it on the blue line, and now we're above the 100-day moving average. We're looking for 161, which is the 200-day moving average. Those are gonna be the next targets. Of course, that's a long way from here. We need to take first the 159.50 target we called on the sigma channels. For VIX, here we have the daily chart, quite a big update, almost 8% for the VIX. We broke 0 sig on the daily chart. Not as important that on the weekly, that we want to continue to close below it. But here we're looking for the 20 level, 1985, to be next target on the VIX on the upside. On the downside, we're pretty low right now, but we could go to 16, 15, and those would be the targets to stay around for quite a while there. But 18 so far is not bad for the VIX right now. You could see here, CI was trying to start to turn, maybe forming a base here, and then try to come back. We'll have to see what happens here if we do hit this 1985 level, or if we're gonna stay here around this 17-18 level for quite a while on the VIX. We have a special offer by TradeStation. Get your HAMC Analytics proprietary indicators paid by TradeStation. Contact Active Traders office in Chicago, Peter Albino, at the number listed below. Have a great night, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.